Oh, and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for choosing to watch another video from the channel. Guys, please, if you have not already done so, still a large percentage of you not yet subscribed to watch these videos. So please hit that sub, ring that notification bell. It means you don't miss out on any of the daily news, Rangers content live, Rangers content new every day, daily videos, daily news updates, guys. Hit that sub, ring that bell, and please give this video a like. It does help out. I'll also get the contact info scrolling along the bottom of the page there, so you can find us where you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and how you can buy the pod a coffee. Well, guys, anyway, let's talk about Rangers changes, what things have, it's been a real momentous few days, weeks for Rangers in terms of off the pitch goings on. Obviously, it started off with Douglas Park, chairman, stepping down, and John Bennett taking over as the new chairman. Then Ross Wilson announced he was departing Rangers to go to Nottingham Forest to be the director of football operations at the City Ground, a move that was met with joy by Rangers fans. I think the vast majority of Rangers fans over the moon that Wilson had gone and that he'd left. Obviously, Ross Wilson had been the subject of a number of fan protests, particularly by the Union Bears, at a number of games with the cancelled signs over himself and Stuart Robertson. Now, Stuart Robertson is seemingly the only one of the triumvirate left. Robertson is someone, again, who the fans really do have a serious issue with and associate him with the fact that Rangers have failed since the 55 title to really kick on, to really build on that, and they've seemingly lost all momentum, and there's been a lack of ambition maybe in the transfer market, some really bad signings along the way, and just a real loss of opportunity to really capitalise on where Rangers were after title 55. And Robertson is seen as being part of that problem. Gary Keown, writing in his Scottish Mail column on Sunday, has written that it is now time for Stuart Robertson to go and that he must be the next man out the door at Glasgow Rangers. He talked about the fact that Wilson's gone, Park's gone. It is only Robertson left to go now. And it really does seem that Robertson's position, having lost obviously his major allies in Wilson and Park, is becoming increasingly, in the words of Keown, untenable at the club. Like I said, when Ross Wilson announced he was leaving, it was met with great joy from the vast majority of the fan base, given the fact that, the signings that he'd made in his time at the club were some pretty duff signings. Take, for example, the Aaron Ramsey signing, for example, John Lundstrom signing. It really is a case, and I kind of agree with what Keown's saying here, that since Rangers won the title, Title 55, since the Europa League run, all the momentum has just gone. It's just been lost, whether that's through bad managerial appointments of GVB to replace Steven Gerrard, bad signings, lack of investment. I think it's sort of a combination of all three of those. And the club have kind of allowed Celtic to catch up. They've allowed Celtic to overtake, and they've allowed Celtic to get ahead now, 12 points ahead to be precise. So at the end of the day, there's got to be a reason for that, and there's got to be someone who has to carry the can for that. Obviously, Steven Gerrard has gone, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has gone, Michael Beale has now taken over. So, Michael Beale obviously only came in at the turn of the year, so to blame him, it would be wrong. He needs to be given transfer windows, he needs to be given time to put his style onto the team, to sign his own players. But given the fact that Robertson seems to be so galactically unpopular and galactically hated, and I know that's a strong word to use, but it does seem to be that way, doesn't it? That he is hated by a large majority of the fan base. It is, and I kind of agree with Keown here, a situation where his position is becoming increasingly untenable. I think he needs to go, and I think there is a situation where he, perhaps for the best of the club and for himself, that he does need to think about his future and possibly move on. Rangers are approaching a summer of great change, a summer where we need to adapt, or fall even further behind. I don't want to use the word die because I don't think that's the case, but adapt or change. I think that we've got to change. We've got to get our signings right. We've got to get the right people in the right positions to help Michael Beale to obviously move this club forward. Michael Beale is a very good coach, a very good manager, and I think he will take this club forward, but he needs people behind him and around him that are going to help him. Obviously, with the departure of Ross Wilson, there's a need for a sporting director, and I'm going to talk about a possible new sporting director in a moment, or director of football. But I do think it's time that Robertson moved on, and we got a new CEO, a new managing director to come in and obviously help to move this club forward. That's my opinion. Okay, that is not the opinion, obviously, of Victoria or anyone else. That is my opinion alone at this time. I don't know what Victoria's opinion is. I haven't asked her, but that is my opinion alone, that Robertson does need to go. I think one reassuring thing was, Celtic were in a very similar position to where Rangers are now before Ange Postecoglou came. He managed to, change things around, get the players he wanted to, and has moved them forward, unfortunately, to a great extent. And we've got to hope that Michael Beale can do that. Now, someone that the club have been linked with for the director of football position is someone called Michael Edwards. And you can see him on the title slide there. He's the guy in glasses with the red tie. Now, Michael Edwards is the ex-director of football, sporting director for Liverpool Football Club. He left the job a year or so ago because he said he wanted a break from football, but it is believed he is now ready to return to the game. He has previously turned down Chelsea. I think that kind of came too soon for him. He is the brains behind the Liverpool Champions League team of 2019. It was his signings, his moves, his way of building a team that helped Liverpool to success in that 2019 Champions League. He was behind that. Now, what else has he done? Well, also he brought in Mo Salah, again, another fantastic player. He also was someone who brokered the deals for Alisson, for Van Dijk, for Sadio Mane. Now, I'm not saying for a minute that he's going to come in and sign players of the caliber of Van Dijk, Mane, Alisson, Salah, because Rangers have not got that kind of money. We have not got Liverpool Premier League money. Not got, the multi-million pounds you would need to sign those guys, the types of players those guys are. But what I'm saying is Edwards comes in with an excellent contact list, an excellent knowledge of European, Asian, South American football. He is someone who I think could hit the ground running and could really be an asset to Rangers. Now, it is a long shot. I 100% get that. It has been suggested in a number of media outlets, but it does not harm Rangers to go and ask the question, to offer Edwards a deal. He is certainly someone who is a very, very good sporting director, very good at attracting high quality, talented players. You just got to look at his track record: 2019 Liverpool Champions League, Alisson, Van Dijk, Mane, Salah. Some real quality players. The worst thing that can happen is that Rangers approach him and that he says no to them. Now, look, at the end of the day, I think we do need a sporting director. I've been quite clear, on these videos, why we need a sporting director. In this modern day and age, it is too much for a manager to do. The manager needs to be left to identify the players, train the squad, coach the squad, pick the first team. The sporting director should be there to negotiate the contracts, negotiate the transfer fees, obviously look after the guys whose contracts are running down, all in consultation with the manager. It is too much in this modern day and age, for any one man to do that job. Like Souness did, like Walter Smith did. So we do need a sporting director. Edwards, who is currently unemployed, so would cost nothing to get out of a contract, would be an excellent appointment. Like I said, Liverpool 2019 Champions League winners. Now, I'm not saying for a minute that we're going to win the Champions League, but Edwards was the brains behind that team that put that team together for Liverpool. He clearly has a good knowledge of players and a good way of team building. So worth a punt? I think he could be. Anyway, Rangers fans, let me know what you think about Stuart Robertson and also about Michael Edwards as a possible director of football. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. I'm about to speak to you again very soon here on the channel. Guys, keep believing. We will catch up Celtic. We are coming for them. And obviously the semi-final is the first opportunity to show that. Thank you for watching, guys. Please hit that sub, ring that notification, and give this video a like.